Hey, comic lovers, EMoney, the Old Man, and Thor the Dog of Thunder back here with you again. And, excuse me, and today we have some comic reviews. We reviewed a lot of comics this week. Had, what was it, 23 comic books. It was a big week. And then we have our recommendations for this week. And then also I have we're going back to Stump the Old Man today.
Man.
Yeah. But, you know, it's a smaller game now. So,
What do you mean smaller?
one question.
Oh, no pressure.
Yeah. It's a pass or fail.
Jackass.
All right, hold on to your capes and your boots, kids. This is Back Issues. All right, comic lovers. So before we get started today, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, turn on your notifications, give us a thumbs up, and if you like, leave us a comment. All right, so our top 3 comic reviews for this week. How many comics did we review this week?
Oh, this is crazy. It was 22 comics this week.
All right, so 22 comic books. So anything that makes it into the top 3, you know, in our humble opinion, have got to be pretty damn good.
Your opinion might be humble. Mine's not, nothing humble about my opinion. My opinion's gold.
All right.
All right, so who would be surprised if we said that there was a 3-way tie for number 1?
So
Technically, it was a 4-way tie.
right.
But the 4th place actually got 3.75 shields, round up to 4 shields, but the other 3 comics got 4 shields on the nose, no rounding involved.
All right, so the 3.75, who gets the honorable mention?
That was Alien number 3 from Marvel.
All right, Alien number 3, honorable mention number 4.
It's
so
made our top 3 before.
yeah. So
All right, now, so we did what we always do. We had some sort of contest to determine who decided what and what the top 3 actually came to. So we've arm wrestled in the past, we've sumo wrestled. This time we had a rousing game of tiddlywinks. And you know what? EMoney doesn't have any idea what tiddlywinks is. It's good to be old. So
Okay.
anyway, here's what we came up with. Number 3, from Image Comics,
yep.
2 Moons. Now, we've talked about this comic book quite a bit on the, what is that, number
Number 4.
4? So for 3 issues, we've been bragging about this book. It's the Civil War Supernatural piece that has just got really good artwork, and they just keep fleshing out the background and the story for this. They're doing a really good job.
Yeah. You know, something I hate about this type of story, and they kind of just did it here, is the person who has been, you know, chasing you and saying, you know, you're the bad guy when you're not. You're, you know, the guy who sees everything for what it is, and you know that this guy is bad, or you know that there are monsters out there, and the person who's doubting you, like the sheriff or you know, the soldier or whatever, the guy who is, you know, looking to put you away, finally realizes you're not lying, and that you know something else is the real danger, and you know they don't get a chance to redeem themselves because you know shit happens.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
All right, number 2. This was a one-shot. It's the Stargirl Spring Break Special from DC Comics. Stargirl is probably my favorite current, well, no, Superman's pretty good, but Stargirl's a really good TV show in the DC universe. And I've been enjoying it. The sad thing is, it looks like the next season isn't going to come out until next year. So that sucks. So we got this, and I know they're going to start a new Stargirl series, hopefully soon.
So, I mean, I'm sorry. Side note here. Someone needs to give me a diagram of how the Arrowverse works right now, because
It's a mess.
yes, because they are saying that after Crisis there are no more Earths and it's just this Earth. But how can that be? Because 2 things. One, Stargirl does not seem to exist in the, you know, Supergirl, Flash, Arrowverse. And you got Superman and Lois right now. Okay, when we last saw Superman and Lois in Crisis, with you know all the other characters, they had 1 kid, a baby. Now on their own show, Superman and Lois, you know they have 2 teenage boys
Who are, I think, twins.
maybe. But it's like, when did that happen? Like, is this a different Earth Superman? And if that's true, like, how can there be, other Earths if they said there's only one? And also, side note, at the end of Crisis, like they said later on that there's only one Earth now, but at the end of Crisis, they're showing all these different Earths as their epilogue. Epilogue is at the end, right?
Yes.
Okay, at their epilogue, it's like, make up your mind.
Yep.
Anyways, that's my rant.
Crisis comic book or show has always been a lot of fun, but it can make your head hurt.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on to number one on our hit parade this
Mm-hmm.
week, and all I gotta say is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Heroes in a Half Shell.
Turtle power.
Amen. Who would have thought this old man who has preached against the Turtles, hated the Turtles since the original run by Eastman and Laird. Everything since then, the show, the Archie comics, it's crapola to me. And here I am, loving the next Turtle book. Well, you know why? It grew up.
Yep.
It grew a set of
It
you know
did.
whats.
Yep.
And now it's a fantastic book.
Yep. The Last Ronin, this is issue number 3. So for the last 2 issues, we're living in this dystopian New York City world where I think the son of Shredder has become the dictator or warlord of New York. And the last 2 issues, we have seen how some of our heroes met their demise prior to this dystopian world. And in this issue, we see how 2 of them met their demise, and you can probably tell who it is based on the cover. So I won't tell you who it is, but if you can probably tell. But if you haven't checked it out already, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, if you're like me and you talking about the Ninja Turtles put a sour taste in your mouth, get over it. Give this a shot.
Yep.
It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we want to talk about what's coming out this week?
All right, there's our top 3. Check them out. And let's do the comic books for this week. What do we got?
Well, it's pretty good sized week this week. I think the Bad Idea people are going to possibly not get their stuff out this week, like ENIAC and Tankers. I don't think they're actually going to be here like they were supposed to, but some of these small press companies, even the ones that are doing a good job, they have trouble hitting the press times. But at any rate, you got another Batman book coming out, which I always love Batman.
Yep.
DC has a new number 1 with Crush and Lobo. Didn't you say Crush is Lobo's daughter?
Yep, that's what I heard.
I'd like to see who Mrs. Lobo was. But at any rate, as far as, you got your Heroes Reborn coming out, which there's 3 issues this week. Was it 4 last week?
Yes.
Yeah, there was 4 last week. Heroes Reborn has been a toss-up.
Yep, hit and miss.
Now, if you say, well, what about Future State from DC? Heroes Reborn is wonderful compared to Future State. I mean, loving it. So at any rate, the books we're really looking forward to, we already read the introduction to Marvel Star Wars,
Right.
War of the Bounty Hunters. Well, now number 1 comes out. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to Noctera number 4. It's always been a good book.
Right.
And DC is getting their feet wet in some couple of horror books. You have DC Horror presents The Conjuring. The Lover, The Conjuring. Now, EMoney and I both like the movies of The Conjuring. In fact, the new one's coming out real soon. And definitely looking forward to that, so looking forward to the comic book. And from DC Black Label, you have The Nice House on the Lake. I mean, just House on the Lake means it's either a rom-com or it's a horror story.
Right.
Well, I'm betting horror story.
And, DC hasn't been really serious about horror stuff in a while now.
Well,
so.
the closest thing they come to horror has been Swamp Thing.
Right.
Which is so far out there that I have a hard time with Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
But at any rate, I think those are the ones where the Orville Digressions number 2 is coming out.
Also should be good stuff.
Yeah, EMoney and I have always enjoyed anything to do with the Orville. So that's it for this coming week.
All right, so check those out at your local comic shop. And if you haven't checked out these from last week, be sure to check those out. Hey, wait a minute. Isn't there another one that we didn't mention? The unicorn?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of forgot about it, almost like we did waiting for number 2. Number 1 came out a while back. This is called By the Horns.
Mm-hmm.
It's from Scout Comics. You tell them what it's about.
In most fantasy worlds that have unicorns, unicorns are regarded as these, majestic and sacred creatures that, are, should be left alone to roam free. And, it's considered a great sin, a travesty to harm any unicorns.
Well,
this fantasy world, it turns that stereotype on its head. Yeah, unicorns are to be hunted.
So, By the Horns, number 2 is definitely on our look forward to.
Yeah. So, check that out. And, it's about time because it seems like it's been 2 months since the first one came out. All right, so check those out and, get these from last week if you haven't already. All right, so we're heading back out there with Thor, and I have a new Stump the Old Man this week. So, let's head back out.
Have y'all heard the phrase, "You dirty rat bastard"?
All right, comic lovers, it's time for Stump the Old Man. We're taking a break from movieisms this week. But today, we're simplifying it. Like I said, we cut back a little bit on the entire show. So now it's pass or fail. One question.
Great.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
All right, so today's Stump the Old Man is... It's well known that Stan Lee is credited with creating a pretty significant portion of the Marvel Universe.
1 or 2.
Yep, he's credited with creating the Incredible Hulk, Spider-Man, the first X-Men stories, Fantastic Four. But what was the first superhero that Stan Lee created?
Oh, hell, that goes back to Golden Age stuff. Oldest thing I can think of that I'm pretty sure he created was a ice guy named Jack Frost.
That is incorrect. Well, the first story he wrote was a Captain America story called The Traitor's Revenge, but he didn't create a significant superhero character in that one. After The Traitor's Revenge, Stan was allowed to write more stories, and the very same year was given the chance to introduce his own superhero. Alongside Jack Bender, he came up with an idea of Kevin Marlowe, an American journalist who gets captured by Nazi soldiers. While being in captivity, he meets a German scientist who has created a super soldier serum that would make anyone faster and stronger. Before his death, he uses the serum on the American, and he becomes the Destroyer. With his new powers, Kevin decides to become a superhero and fight the Nazi threat. His first appearance was in Mystic Comics number 6, 1941.
Okay.
All right, so there you have it. Yeah, so the old man is stumped this time.
I don't even get a chance to redeem myself. If it wasn't so cold out here, I'd be upset.
All right, comic lovers, so that wraps up another episode of Back Issues. So next week, a lot more of the same. We're going to be reviewing our comic books for this week and then giving you our recommendation for next week. And then, am I back to movieisms or am I going to do Stump the Old Man?
Better be warmer.
Well, we'll find out next week. All right, we'll see you guys then. Excelsior.
True believers, I got a secret to tell you. Thor, the god of thunder, has a nemesis. It's Howard the Duck.